Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the championship match of the 2023 Volleyball League of America Central Division Cup. This is match number 43 of this incredible weekend, and the two teams that have survived to get to this point are the Las Vegas Team NV taking on the Chicago Icemen. Team NV under a different name, the reigning champions of this event, the Chicago Icemen, the home side, our hosts, looking for the first VLA Cup Series tournament win in their franchise's history. Introducing the starting lineups. First, for the Las Vegas Team NV, a 6'5" setter from Brigham Young University, number 8, Joe Kaliakamoa. A 6'5" opposite from Pepperdine University, number 1, Michael Wexter. A 6'4" outside hitter from Pepperdine University, number 4, Caleb Denmark. A 6'4" outside hitter from Belmont Abbey, number 24, Liam Maxwell. A 6'6" middle blocker from UC San Diego, number 10, Logan Clark. A 6'7" middle blocker from Utah Valley University, number 14, Mark Olson. And a 5'10" libero from the University of Hawaii, number 21, Garrett Como. Team NV is managed by Christiana Murra, coached by Stefan Brule and Holly Tolliver. And now the home team, the Chicago Icemen. A 6'1" setter from the Ohio State University, number 5, Sunil Thomas. A 6'9" opposite from Carthage College, number 13, Griffin Shields. A 6'3" outside hitter from Long Beach State University, number 7, Lewis Richard. A 6'7" outside hitter from Purdue University, number 16, Dave Hancock. A 6'9" middle blocker from Boston College, number 18, Brandon Poindexter. A 6'8" middle blocker from Lindenwood University, number 22, Scott Sowicki. And a 5'11" libero from Quincy University, number 3, Colin Merck. The Icemen are managed by Tim Faulkner. Our officials, Luis Ventura and Dave Sines. Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready. The championship match from the 2023 VLA Central Division Cup is just about ready to go. It is Team NV out of Las Vegas versus the Chicago Icemen. This has been a downright ridiculous tournament, and it is only right that these two teams have survived, and survived is the right word, to get to this point. Team NV serving in gray on the far side of your screen. The Chicago Icemen serving in blue, receiving in blue on the near side. We are underway, and Lewis Richard is slowed down by the block, but gets it back right on top of the net, and Scott Sowicki puts it away. My name's Rob St. Clair. Thanks very much for tuning in live on the VLA YouTube channel for this match number 43 of this weekend, a record-breaking event for the VLA. 20 teams in suburban Chicago has come down to 2. Off-speed shot defended nicely. Hancock in transition, ripped cross court. And this is a big storyline. Dave Hancock at outside hitter. He is an all VLA caliber middle blocker. He's even played a little bit of opposite before, but the outside hitter position incredibly thin for the Icemen this weekend. No Kyle Overby, no Grant Coker. And Hancock came off the bench at outside hitter against the Milwaukee Dive in the semifinal and was outstanding. There he is with a great block touch. He's going to have a swing against two blockers, and off speed, Kawayakamoa is there. That is a good pancake play. Wexter is able to tool the block out of bounds, number 1 in gray for Las Vegas. And Team NV, a rebrand of the SoCal Ruckus team that won this tournament last year, are back in the final for the 2nd year in a row. Their last time out was in San Diego a month ago, where they lost in the final. They do not want to do the same here. Amazing block by Thomas, and the Icemen get the ball back. Second contact swing from Hancock. Aggressive, but just out of bounds. Team NV cruised through the bracket after taking 3rd in a very difficult pool. They have not dropped a set since, and that is a net violation against Neil Thomas, the setter, brushing the net on his way up. The Icemen's path through the bracket, a bit of a different story. Untouched through the first 2 rounds, but in the semifinals, they went up 2-0 on a very good Milwaukee Dive team before having that match all the way forced to 5. They ended up winning it, I think, 20-18 in the 5th. It was an unbelievable game. And the question is, do the Icemen have enough left in the tank to push this one over the finish line here in the final? And Hancock at the outside hitter position is part of that equation. He gets a kill off the block and out of bounds there. Here is Scott Sawicki, a very dangerous server, but sometimes to his own team. And when easily eaten up by Como in the middle, and Logan Clark, a new face for Team NV this season, gets the kill in the middle. Clark, number 10 in gray out of UC San Diego. So teams just starting to figure each other out. Best 3 out of 5 set championship match here from the College of DuPage in suburban Chicago. Poindexter is blocked and covered there. Shields way out of system, can take a bit of a swing, but a great chance here for Team NV. Wexter is slowed down. Great touch by Hancock. Hancock in transition, cross court inside the block and down. Man, what a revelation this kid has been. Dave Hancock out of Purdue, a collegiate club All-American before spending 3 years overseas. Extremely polished volleyball player. I mentioned his middle blocking background, but has experience at all 3 hitting positions. Here is Sunil Thomas, the national champion from Ohio State. Taking a rip from the service line, missed that one out of bounds. Thomas very dangerous. I think the name of the game for both these teams is going to be service pressure. These are 2 good serving teams, 2 really good reception teams. If you can get the other one out of system, that will be a tremendous advantage. And here is Michael Wexter, a dangerous server in his own right. And he lights up a very good libero, Colin Merck. Hancock, deep cross court, Wexter is there. Great looking transition. Olsen is blocked, somehow kept alive. And the very aggressive setter, Joe Kawayakamoa, multiple time MVP of the VLA Cup Series tournaments. Number 8 in gray out of BYU. Incredibly aggressive when he's in the front court. He wants to score, and he will challenge the Icemen to stop him from doing so. Another good serve by Wexter. Better ball here from Merck. Shields the opposite, somehow through the block and dug. Maxwell is recycled by Hancock. Another swing here from Kawayakamoa, showing exactly what I'm talking about. Hancock high flat, really good high swing off the fingertips of the block there to get Chicago out of rotation 1. Hancock back to serve has some service options. This will be the hard jump float. Not handled all that well by Denmark, but the reverse dump from Kawayakamoa right up the top of the net is gorgeous. Very good swing there. or not swing, but very good play by the tall offensive front court setter. Here is Liam Maxwell, a really good piece of depth, and gets the start in this final for Team NV. He's played great all weekend. Big block there. Lewis Richard is shut down. Mark Olson, number 14 in gray, a monster in the middle for Las Vegas. Here's Maxwell again out of Belmont Abbey in the Conference Carolinas. East Coast guy. Richard on the repeat, ripped down the line, and Wexter, good defender, couldn't handle the heat that time. Lewis Richard, the only one of the very few true outside hitters on this Icemen roster. He was a national champion with Long Beach State. And big Brandon Poindexter working his way through a back injury. Hasn't played much this weekend, but they have saved him for this match. And here he is. Pretty easy float serve there, handled nicely by Las Vegas. And Caleb Denmark rips it down the line. Nine serving 6 here. Las Vegas leads. Olson with a pretty conservative hybrid there. Perfect pass by Hancock, and Shields is run down nicely by Maxwell. Nice touch. Basically a free ball here. Pipe combination. Hancock right on the sideline. Wow, I love that big play to a non-natural outside hitter. Hancock coming flying in out of the back row. And 6'7", amazing arm. That is really fun to watch. Curious to see how much Thomas gets that play as part of the offense, the back row quick or big play to the outside hitter in position 6. Here's the big opposite, Griffin Shields. Good pressure there. Transition Shan, Shields out of the back row, deep cross court and missed out of bounds. Not a bad swing, didn't catch the corner or the hands. Here is Kaliakamoa back to the backcourt. Wexter to the front. Surprised he's going with the float serve in this set. Nice run. Wow, Sunil Thomas, quick back set to the middle. Scott Sawicki, number 22 in blue, puts it away. I like that spacing from the Icemen offense, adjusting their middle attack positions based on where the ball is passed. 2-point game here. Richard, pretty easy float serve. Denmark tools the block of Hancock. And Caleb Denmark, Mr. Reliable, just no weaknesses in his game, has had a fantastic tournament. A 6'4" outside hitter out of Pepperdine. Nice pass by Richard. And Sawicki absolutely destroyed inside the 10-foot line. What a bomb. That is as high level of a first ball side out play as you will see anywhere. What a pass by Richard as well, and Sawicki, a no doubter. It is so good to see him healthy this year, ready to play a full Tier 1 season. And here he is from the service line. Chicago Icemen came into this tournament second in the Tier 1 Central Division standings. I do believe they have overtaken Team Pineapple by now, based on their outstanding undefeated tournament to this point. Team NV playing out of VLA Tier 2, our second division, but including several ridiculously good teams, as you can clearly see. Nice run there in transition, aggressive setting from Kaliakamoa to Olson. Easy serving here from Clark. Hancock ripped high off the hands, and a chasing Denmark can't quite get there. So how is the Icemen offense going to look with Brandon Poindexter in very limited action this weekend and Dave Hancock switching positions? So far, pretty good. And this blocking lineup for Chicago is enormous. The shortest guy is 6'7". Vegas been very efficient inside out so far. They lead by 3, trying to get Thomas off the service line here. Wexter is stuffed straight down. One-on-one clamp by Dave Hancock right on the sideline. And that's what I'm talking about blocking prowess. When you put a middle blocking on the wings, you've got somebody seriously dangerous. You take his job of blocking across the entire net and make it significantly easier by taking half the court away. That is an amazing move. And a momentum turning point on serve perhaps for Chicago. Here's Thomas again. Three-point Las Vegas lead midway through the first set here. Michael Wexter back to serve. Kaliakamoa to the front court, where he has already been a factor. Easy leave there from Chicago to get back within 2. I hear the Chicago sideline right now talking about being patient. Be patient, wait for your good opportunities, make the smart plays, and capitalize when they come to you. But you gotta serve the ball in bounds. That's 2 errors in a row, maybe even 3 errors in a row for the Icemen from the service line. Nice pass by Hancock there, and Shields blasted down the line. Off the tape and down in front of it, a world-class libero, Garrett Como, number 21 in black. Another question for Chicago is how will Dave Hancock hang in there in serve reception? And the answer so far has been pretty darn good. Speaking of great serve reception units, this Vegas group of 3 guys is tremendous. Perfect ball there from Denmark. Good play by Thomas against the setter dump. And Kaliakamoa goes again. Smart play by Como as well, as he hand passed that ball to make sure his feet were behind the attack line, to make sure that Kaliakamoa could legally go up and attack that ball if he wanted to. Now we're going to see a Team NV substitution that we've seen quite a bit throughout this weekend. Number 7 in gray, Jeff Schmitz, the backup setter, in to serve and defend for Mark Olson. Perfect pass there by Richard. Really good set from Thomas. Wide open net, and Lewis Richard destroys it down the line. What a set by last year's first team all VLA setter, number 5 in light blue. Sunil Thomas is so special. And so is his counterpart, Joe Kay. These are 2 amazingly fun setters to watch. Good pressure there by Shields, but handled very nicely by Denmark. This is sent over. Kaliakamoa again tips it out of bounds. This is kind of what I'm saying. It's almost crazy how offensive Kaliakamoa is, how persistent he is at continuing to attack the ball when he's in the front court. Already, Chicago feels like they're starting to adjust to it. That ball is served out of bounds, hits the line judge in the ankle, although it was pretty close to the corner. So Chicago within 2 here. They've picked up a couple. They got the break from Kaliakamoa's tip out of bounds, but now Vegas back in control. Richard spatched down the line and right on the baseline. Not great hand contact, but didn't matter. Good setting from Thomas once again. One-point first set here. Out of system play. Hancock keeps the tip alive, is available in transition. Como is there. Denmark blocked and can't be covered. Scott Sawicki, one of the very best blockers in the league, comes over to assist Hancock in shutting down Denmark and keeping Las Vegas in rotation 1 receive. The outside hitter Denmark and the opposite Wexter switched on the wings right now, and we are tied 17 apiece. Here's Denmark again, this time ripped off the block of Hancock and out of bounds. Late block move there from Hancock for sure. Denmark saw it all the way, and Vegas retakes the lead. Denmark served phenomenally well against the Chicago Swede in the Vegas 3-0 semifinal win, but that one goes just long. The Chicago Icemen, a founding 5 VLA franchise, one of the 5 teams that founded the league in late 2019. 2-time champions in 2020 and 2021. Finished second in the regular season, or in the playoffs last year. Good block touch there from Thomas. Como runs it down. Clark in the middle is slowed down. Great chance. Shields cross court, and Chicago takes the lead. Really good blocking and system defense from the Icemen there, and Griffin Shields capitalizes. Momentum is shifting just slightly. Las Vegas has really controlled this first set thus far, but now you've got a really confident server back at the line as well in Sawicki. Decent pass here from Denmark. Wexter on the right side, straight over the top, and no defense for that. What a brilliant swing by number 1 in gray. Homecoming this weekend for Michael Wexter, a Chicago area kid from, I believe, New Lenox, before heading to the west coast of Pepperdine, still in Southern California. And a substitution once again for Team NV serving is James Anastasiades, number 2 in gray out of the University of Hawaii. And the Icemen catch a break as Anastasiades misses that serve. He can be pretty lethal. So 4 substitutions of the available 6 used by Vegas. That's probably it for them for the set if I had to guess. Coach Stefan Brulé there in the white long sleeve, his hands on his hips on the sideline. 20-19, Chicago narrowly leads. Sunil Thomas back to serve. Beautiful pass by Maxwell. And textbook put away down the line by Michael Wexter. That is such a nice, clean first ball side out from Vegas. Really fun to watch. 20-20. One of the questions was with Team NV getting in through their semifinal relatively easily, 3-0 over the Chicago Swede, and the Icemen having to work so hard in extra points in the 5th set. Would conditioning be a factor, as it always is in a tournament like this? Right now, both teams' energy levels seem pretty matched. Roster management in a tournament like this is something that we talk about in VLA media all the time. It's a learning curve to have success in these tournaments. Team NV and their manager, Christiana Mura, is ahead of that curve for sure. Out of system swing from Maxwell, high into the hands, but a net violation against Poindexter of Chicago ties us up again at 21. Maxwell to break the tie. Perfect pass by Merck, and Poindexter thumped to the floor. Great to see Brandon Poindexter back healthy. All VLA honors a season ago as well. He was tremendous last year, just dominated the Central Division. And now he'll go to the bench, replaced by Enrique Barajas, number 1 in light blue. Backup liberos, played a little outside hitter this weekend as well. He will serve and play some defense, trying to get Chicago a key break point here late in set number 1, 22-21. Ooh, a little indecision there from Olsen. Great look in transition here. Richard ripped down the line. That is off the tape and not the antenna. That is what Chicago believes anyway, and that's what I saw from my vantage point. There is the break point right on cue, 23-21. Chicago in great position now and come back from down a couple points early. We talked about staying patient. Oh my goodness, what a block by Shields. Highlight reel one-on-one clamp against Liam Maxwell, and in emphatic fashion, set point is up, 24-21. What a momentum shift. Icemen building that cold blue wall. Set point number 1. Barajas doing a great job as the service specialist. Not a great pass by Olsen. Denmark again is stuffed, somehow covered. Good touch there against Kaliakamoa. Barajas to Shields for the set. Picked up by Maxwell, nice play. Thomas is there again. Scramble, Shields. Basically a free ball here for Team NV and ripped by Kaliakamoa again. Nice touch, what a rally. Is this it for the Icemen? Shields, yes it is! Set number 1 goes to Chicago. The Icemen storm back from down as many as 3, maybe even 4, and a couple really clutch late points on serve. And the Icemen take set number 1, 25-21. That was an entertaining first set. So plenty more volleyball left to play, but it is the Icemen who draw first blood over the reigning champions. Although rebranded, this is the team that came to Chicago and won this tournament on this very court last year. However, in doing so, Team NV, then known as SoCal Ruckus, went down 2-0 in that final against the Chicago Swede before coming all the way back to hoist the Central Division Cup. Set number 2 just about ready to go. Rob St. Clair here with you live on the VLA YouTube channel for the Central Division Cup final. The Chicago Icemen took the first, 25-21. Las Vegas Team NV looking to respond. They finished second in the West Division Cup last month in San Diego, beaten 3-0 by the SoCal Rising Tide in the final. They do not want to repeat that instance. Set number 2 underway. Vegas on the near side of your screen. Denmark there is dug nicely by Merck. Hancock is blocked somehow and covered. Clark is slowed down. Now Thomas to Shields out of the back row, and he's stuffed straight down. What a block by Logan Clark. And Denmark there as well, and a pretty good rally to start set number 2. Vegas is on the board. Kaliakamoa back to serve. Decent pass by Richard. Repeat set to Shields, no doubt about that one. Oh, wow. Okay, overruled by our up official. I thought that ball was in bounds. I think that's a good call. Oh, never mind. Net violation is the call, so no question about in or out of bounds. A net violation against the Vegas block. Here is Sawicki. Good pressure, lights up Denmark. Denmark on the right side, deep cross court and barely misses the baseline. That is a good swing. Really nice deep cross court swing, but just barely runs out of room. And Chicago takes the lead 2-1. Ace serve. Scott Sawicki through the hands of Garrett Como, and that is a rarity. Want to serve by Sawicki. A lot of pace on that one. The live scoreboard in the house is backwards, so we're going to fix that. It's correct on your screen, 3-1 Icemen. There we go. We are good to continue. Jim gets a little quiet before these jump serves go back there. I hear some little chirping at Sawicki as he goes back to serve. And that time he pulled out an ace. What's he got here? That one handled really nicely by Como's hands again. Wexter blocked and covered. Wexter again, dug by Richard. Great chance in transition for Hancock, but he tries to go very sharp cross court, and he comes up short. Nice block coverage from Team NV. Garrett Como is just world class. If memory serves, he's the reigning MVP of this tournament. And to give a libero an MVP award really tells you a lot, and it is well deserved. Beautiful pass by Merck. Hancock deep cross court. Denmark is there, but right on the net for Poindexter, and he taps it to the back line. You do not want to serve number 3 in black, Colin Merck, reigning first team all VLA libero. Just a steel trap and serve receive. That should not be your target. 4-2 Chicago leads. And Thomas comes up short, being very aggressive. So Logan Clark out of UC San Diego will go back for a float serve. But first, front court outside hitter substitution. James Anastasiades in for Liam Maxwell. Shields on the left side, ripped cross court through a seam in the block, and no problem for rotation 1, really for either team. Now a normally tricky rotation, both these teams making it look pretty easy. 5-3 Icemen lead here in the second set of this 43rd match of the weekend. 20 teams is down to 2. And a pretty good touch there by Richard against Wexter, but not good enough. Too much pace on that one to be run down. Here's Wexter. Pretty good pass there by Merck. Poindexter in the middle, dug by Como. No lift called, and tapped to the back line by Team NV. What a scramble. I think that was Anastasiades with the second contact, and I believe Olsen with the third. As we like to say, they don't ask how, they ask how many. How many points, not how you score them. That was something else. Heck of a scramble and amazing defense from Team NV as usual. We're tied up at 5. Perfect pass by Richard. Give and go off the block and out of bounds. Such a good all-around play by number 7 in blue. Brilliant pass and good block vision to retake the lead for Chicago. Richard, growing up in Southern California, knows a lot of these other players on the NV side very well. Wexter out of the back row, finds some space down the line. And I see Sawicki shaking his head. He doesn't know how that got past him. So now Anastasiades stays in at outside hitter for Maxwell. Go back to serve. Curious what prompted that substitution. Perfect pass by Hancock. And Richard challenges the high hands and beats the block and finds the floor on the Vegas side. Dave Hancock is passing the ball very, very nicely, especially considering he's I would say technically a middle blocker. Shields off the tape is handled really nicely by Como. Kaliakamoa loses the joust. No net violation called. Shields will have an out-of-system swing. Great block touch there to slow him down. Denmark high off the block and out of bounds, puts it away. The persistence of Kaliakamoa just refusing to be denied attacking the ball is really fascinating to watch. I don't think I've really ever seen a setter play like that. But he's such a threat that when he chooses to set the ball like it did to Denmark there, it's that much more difficult to defend. Here's Olsen. Pretty good pass by Richard. Richard is stuffed straight down. What a block, Kaliakamoa and Clark. Huge two-man wall for Team NV, and they take the lead. Olsen goes after that one a little harder. Another good pass by Hancock. Richard dug by Anastasiades, but miscommunication. Kaliakamoa called for help. None came, and it hits the floor. We're tied up at 8. Good dig there by Merck. Richard runs it down, but that is into the ceiling and out of bounds immediately. International rules as it relates to the ceiling in the VLA. Ask Team NV, they know a little bit about the ceiling rules. Our other venue we were playing at yesterday morning, ceilings were a bit lower. They were still out of bounds. And balls were rocketing into the ceiling all over the place. Here's Schmitz, the backup setter, in the service sub role again. Surprisingly early in the set to use this substitution. 1 point Vegas lead. Shields out of the back row, through the block off the shoulder of Schmitz and down. And actually, that's just a setter switch. Wow, I didn't notice this. Kaliakamoa is sitting on the NV bench. He's eating, he's having a snack. This has been an extremely long tournament. Conditioning is a big factor. I think Kaliakamoa just needs a break, and maybe Schmitz will play this full backcourt rotation for Team NV. Beautiful pass by Como. And Schmitz to the middle, Clark thumps it to the floor. Awesome first ball side out to get Sawicki off the line. Here's Denmark with a 1 point lead. Has been perhaps Team NV's best server this weekend. That may have been going out of bounds. Played nicely by Richard. Hancock deep is dug. Very tight set. Wexter is slowed down. Shields through the Vegas block and down on their side for the tie. The slight differences in setter for Team NV were apparent to me on that play. The ball didn't come out of Schmitz's hands quite the way the attackers are used to seeing it compared to the way that Kaliakamoa sets the ball. Here is Thomas. One-handed set attempt, didn't quite get back there. Now a look in transition. Hancock, high hands, Denmark is there. No double contacts in the VLA. That ball is going to be allowed to play on, and Denmark hits it out of bounds anyway. If you're new to the Volleyball League of America, that is literally a rule of the league. If you overhead set a ball, as long as it stays on your side and it's done in one motion, the double contact does not exist. That literally is not a call in our rule book. We will play on because you never get an advantage from mishandling a ball like that. We want the ball to decide the outcome of the play rather than the whistle. Thomas cuts that one short. Como's there. Merck is underneath that swing from Clark. Shields dug by Kaliakamoa, who's back in off the bench but couldn't be retrieved by Wexter. So Kaliakamoa just needed a couple points off. He's back in now to set for Team NV. Now Schmitz can no longer be used this set as a service substitute. And a nice play in transition for the Icemen to take a 2 point lead. Thomas tried to go short again that time, much too short. Clark just over the tape makes Poindexter throw his platform at it. High ball swing for Shields is dug nicely off the block touch. Ooh, not a good set from Kaliakamoa there. Free ball for Chicago. Poindexter through the block, gets it back. Ooh, that one's not handled very well either. A sloppy play here. One-on-one for Anastasiades, blocked and somehow covered. Hancock, Thomas, Hancock blocked and inbounds. Mark Olson ends a crazy rally with the block in the middle. Wow, that rally was something else. The clean, polished volleyball we've seen for the most part in this match went totally out the window on that play for both teams, but still entertaining. 12-12. Good float serve from Clark. That thing dropped off the cliff right after it passed the plane of the net, and Vegas takes the lead. Richard is the victim that time. Shields is stuffed straight down. Big time block from Wexter with Olson there as well, and Olson's got 2 in a row. That was gigantic, and a timeout here for the Icemen as their lead has slipped away. Big momentum swing from Las Vegas. They lead by 2 midway through the second. Out of the timeout, Clark serving again. NV has taken the momentum. How is Chicago going to get out of rotation 1? That's not going to do it right there. Wexter, beautiful dig by Thomas. Anastasiades will challenge the double block, and he's rejected by big Brandon Poindexter. That is such a clutch block for Chicago. They needed to get out of rotation 1 there. Just some sloppy offense, but the block gets it done, and it's 13-14. Here's Hancock again. Oh, that run to Olson is missed short. That never got above the net. Well, a little underset, and like if you've been watching throughout this weekend, if you've watched Team NV play before, Kaliakamoa and Mark Olson love to run crazy attack routes. Mark Olson loves to manipulate his approach path to generate space, and that demands a lot of really interesting and precise setting connections. Wexter is blocked by Richards, somehow covered by Como, and Anastasiades takes a rip and is able to beat the block. What a cover again by number 21 in black. Just amazing defensive instincts on this man. And getting some love from his teammates for good reason is Como for keeping that play alive. NV leads by 1. Here's Wexter. Ace serve! Michael Wexter fires a dart in between the receivers. Untouched ace for the 2-point lead. That ball was torched. What adjustments does Chicago make against that? Not that there's really anything that you can do. Perfect pass there by Merck. Poindexter in the middle, somehow dug by Como. Richard digs it into the ceiling. What a dig by Como again. And an even better bump set from Kawiakamoa to put Anastasiades in a position to take a swing. That was amazing defensive transition from Las Vegas. They lead by 3, 17-14, and have all the momentum. Richard tried to swipe that one off the block, did not get the touch on its way out of bounds. And the Icemen attention to detail is slipping away a little bit here. Wexter again continuing to heat up from the service line, and Merck lets that one go out of bounds long. So here we see Enrique Barajas off the bench again to serve. Was really effective at the end of the first set, keyed that run that separated Chicago and allowed them to get on the board in the set column. There's one of those crazy approach paths we're talking about. Mark Olson on the two-footed back one. Thump to the floor cross court. Just a fascinating offense to study, Team NV. The way that Olson manipulates his positioning and how aggressive Kawiakamoa is attacking. It's one of the most unique teams we have in the league. Here's Maxwell back into the match. He started at outside hitter, now back into serve. Shields buried, sharp cross court. A brilliant angle from number 13 in blue. Interesting the way that Stefan Brule and Team NV are using their outside hitters. Because now Anastasiades is done for the set, having started on the bench, come into the match, and now gone back to the bench. Shields with the 3-point deficit here for Chicago. Really good pass by Como. Olson blocked in the middle. Como can't quite slap it back into play. And a clutch block there from Scott Sawicki to produce a Chicago break point. Good serving from Shields as well. Front court setter Kawiakamoa. Is this the play? He takes another swing. Doesn't need to. Shields serves it out of bounds wide. Olson back to serve, going to go with this hybrid. How aggressive is he going to be? Up by 3, and not great hand contact. That one misses the baseline. Business time here in the second. 18 serving 20. Chicago leads 1-0 in the set column, but they've got work to do here. Float service ace. Oh, I thought that ball was down for sure. Up off of Clark's foot. Hancock is dug. This would be an all-time point if NV wins it, but they don't. Clark tips it out of bounds on the gap set. Man, I can't believe that ball didn't hit the floor somehow. Chicago does walk away with the point, though, and Richard will get another go at this. Nice high rip there from Denmark. Lights up the chest of Richard and out of play. Two-point Las Vegas lead. Joe Kawiakamoa back to serve. Perfect pass by Hancock. And off the block and out of bounds goes Griffin Shields. Good footwork there, getting his feet to that inside ball. 1-point game still. This is about the point in the last set where the Icemen made their push. They ended up taking it 25-21. Here is Sawicki, who already has an ace in this set. What a time this would be. Another really good rip. Wexter is shut down by Poindexter. What a all-consuming block for number 18 in blue. He is taking up so much space. It's crazy how big and physical he is, and such good hand positioning. Great pressure from Sawicki as well. And we are tied 21 all. Rotation 1 receive. A bit of a trap here for Vegas. Another blast from Sawicki, handled brilliantly by Maxwell and turned on in the middle by Logan Clark. What a first ball side out play and a big moment by Vegas. (22-21). This is the match we were all hoping for to cap off a ridiculous weekend. Denmark tossed that ball a little forward. That ball is not into the ceiling. Shields, deep cross court off the back shoulder of the blocker and out of bounds. We are tied at 22. Vegas has the narrow advantage of receiving, but they are under pressure now to side out Sunil Thomas. Thomas hasn't served particularly well so far. Is this the time? No, it is not. Another error from Thomas serving. Just not in sync right now. Now Clark goes back to serve. He has an ace in this set as well. He's serving that float serve to the stack with Shields and Poindexter over there. That's exactly where he goes again. Tight set, rescued pretty nicely by Thomas, but this is basically a free ball here. Wexter for a huge 2-point lead. And that is a net violation against Shields. Tried to scoop that ball with his platform. Clearly touched the bottom of the net. A big break point for Las Vegas. It's 24-22. Set point Team NV against Chicago's rotation 1 receive, where they really struggled earlier in the set. Set point number 1. Hancock blocked by Maxwell and out of bounds. So 1 set point saved. Hancock back to serve. Set point Vegas again in reception. Pivotal point in this championship match right here. Not a good pass. Wexter for the set, tipped over the top. Merck is there. Great chance for the tie. Shields is blocked, somehow covered. Amazing coverage play. Wexter again for the set. Deep tip and missed out of bounds. Oh my goodness, what a block coverage play by Chicago. Sunil Thomas diving towards the center line. Somehow brought it back. We're tied up at 24. What a scramble. Must win by 2. Overtime here in the second set. Feel of this game is completely shifted. Olsen dug by Thomas, but that one is not coming back. Team NV is going to have another set point, but this time they're going to have to do it on their serve. Wexter has an ace in this set, has served the ball great. Big opportunity here on set point Vegas. Off the tape and passed well. Shields crushed off the block of Maxwell and out of bounds. And overtime continues. What a clutch pass by Colin Merck as usual. Brandon Poindexter back to serve. They've already used a substitution for him. They can't do it again. You're going to keep that floater in play. Actually, a pretty good one, making Olsen pass that ball. Maxwell is shut down. Scott Sawicki slams the door. And now Chicago has a set point. What an incredible turnaround this might be. And of all servers, it's big Brandon Poindexter, who produced a break point just now. Can he do it again? That's a perfect pass by Maxwell. And a block in the middle by Sawicki! 2 in a row! Oh my goodness! Chicago takes a 2-0 lead! Scott Sawicki blocked 2 balls in a row. A one-on-one shutdown of Mark Olsen. This match has completely changed. Team NV led the entire second set. What a comeback by Chicago. Unbelievable. What is going to happen now? Team NV has been in this situation before in this very gym on this very court. They've pulled off a reverse sweep to win the cup, and if they want to hold it again, they're going to have to do the same. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Rob St. Clair here live from the Central Division Cup Final. This is a ridiculous match, and this is what is on the line. The Central Division Cup trophy handed out to the winner of this one. Vegas, under this name and their previous name, SoCal Ruckus, as they won this tournament last year, no stranger to holding a couple of these. And the Chicago Icemen, while they have won 2 Tier 1 championships, they have never won a VLA Cup Series tournament. And it's been quite the topic of conversation, is their ability to get it done in this format. They have given themselves a golden opportunity, stealing set number 2 in such a fashion. But if you watch the semifinal earlier today, Chicago had a very similar situation. They won the first by a couple points. They took the second in overtime over the Milwaukee Dive, who is similarly amazing. Then that match was forced all the way to 5, where it went deep into overtime there. This is not over yet. There is so much volleyball left to be played. And if there's one team that can make this comeback, it's this Vegas team. The sheer will to win these dominates this Las Vegas team. Christiana Mura, their manager, and all the way down through the program. I cannot wait to see what they come out and do here to start the third set. So, just about ready to get back to it. This match is absolutely delivered so far. Can't wait to see what's next. Thanks very much for watching. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to go. Set number 3 of this Central Division Cup Championship match. Could this be it? Could the Chicago Icemen defend home turf in a sweep in the final? It's not going to be easy. Good dig there against Sawicki to start the set. And Wexter blasted over the block deep cross court. That is the start that Las Vegas was looking for. Really good block touch there by Logan Clark to get it started. This will be an out-of-system swing for Richard. Smart shot, chiseling off the edge of the block and out of bounds. Really good vision there for number 7 in blue. The Icemen outside hitter group has certainly been a topic of conversation. Very thin right now. Waiting for a couple characters to get back from overseas. Oh, another block by Sawicki. This man is controlling the net right now on both sides. Those 2 unbelievable set-winning blocks in the second are keeping up here to start the third. Man, when the Icemen get Mike Mikolau and Matt Slavinsky back from overseas, I can't imagine how good this team is going to be. Nice touch there against Wexter. Great looking transition, shields out of the back row, bombs away cross court, right inside the sideline. Beautiful transition from defense to offense there for the Icemen. They lead 3-1, and Team NV, which is an area that is usually a strength of theirs, has been pretty weak in rotation 1 reception in this match. Wexter and Denmark struggling a bit on their opposite wings. Here is Denmark right on cue, but again, he uses the block of Hancock to his advantage and tools him down the line. Nice wrist away, shoulder action. Nice dig by Kawiakamoa, right on the net and right to Hancock, who puts it right on the back line. Very nice play for Chicago to stay in that after the first attack was dug. Scott Sawicki is really putting together a masterclass of a tournament right now, including from this service line. Not that time, but the ace in the second set early and the 2 blocks late. It's got a block here already in the third. The highlight reel bounce in the first. This tournament has Scott Sawicki's fingerprints all over it, regardless of outcome. Good pass there by Hancock. And Hancock crushed through the block and down. Again, that is a middle blocker lining up out of position, stepping up to take that platform pass short, getting out in transition and seeing the block like that. The degree of difficulty and just the skill level of number 16 in blue is ridiculous. I'm not just saying that because he was my teammate in college. Here's Thomas, has yet to really get it going from the service line. Keeps that one in play. Good play by Thomas defensively, and this is a scramble that'll produce a free ball for Chicago. Oh, on the pipe, Richard. That is through the block and down on the Vegas side. I didn't think that made it over the net. Yeah, there's a real question about this. Did this even go over the net? I didn't think so in real time. We're gonna have a discussion about this. That looked to me like the ball was set too low to even have a chance to get over the net.
I think it went over and through.
That's what I had.
Yeah, we both have.
Ball down on this side, front
This
down.
side, yeah. You both have it on this side.
The call will stand. That is really interesting. Normally it's pretty obvious, even on that play where the ball trickles down the front of the blockers, it's usually pretty obvious which side of the net it lands on. That one, it was legitimately extremely difficult to tell, but both officials are on the same page that it made it over the net and fell on the Vegas side. Maybe that's a break for Chicago, but it's 6-3. Wexter slowed down by a really good touch from Hancock. Oh, that is reaching over the net for sure. Yes, Anastasiades going over and getting that ball while it was still fully on the Icemen's side. The athleticism of Thomas is to credit for that play going the Icemen's way. He got up high enough to get 2 hands on that ball before it got to the plane above the net. That is all credit to Thomas for making that play. 7-3. Let's see what he can do serving now. Ooh, Thomas makes a good defensive play. Great chance here for Team NV. Gotta have this. Olsen, and they do. No doubter in the middle. Gets Vegas out of that rotation. Here's Wexter back to serve. His team could use some magic from him. Merck says no thank you, and Hancock is dug somehow by Como down the line. What a play. Free ball though for the Icemen. Poindexter is blocked in the middle, gets his own rebound. Oh, what a swat by Mark Olsen. Not in my house, says number 14 in gray. And you could argue that this is Mark Olsen's house. He has the hardware in this building. And Team NV right on cue. Needed a bit of a run. They've got one so far. Can Wexter keep it up? Good pass by Merck again. Shields blocked, covered easily. Merck steps in with his platform for Hancock, and terrible hand contact there. I think Hancock jumped too early and sailed that one out of bounds, so the NV run continues. They're back within 1. Chicago now taking advantage of 2 pretty good passes by Colin Merck off a difficult serve. Can't waste those. But they get out of this one the easy way on the error by Wexter. Although a very good trip to the line. Hancock back to serve. 2-point Chicago advantage and leading 2-0. Anastasiades on a tight set is blocked by Shields and can't be covered. And Kawayakamoa immediately points to himself, says, my bad, that set was too tight. Nine serving 6 now. NV normally such a polished team. Wexter out of the back row, that is not touched by the block. Again, connection between setter and attacker that time didn't look so good. That ball was low and pretty far off the net, especially for a guy who can jump like Wexter. Vegas going through it a little bit on offense right now. Manageable reception. Oh, that's a tough one off the tape. Olsen actually does a really good job, but Anastasiades is blocked again. Poindexter combining with Shields. That is as big of a block as you'll see anywhere in the league. 6'9" and 6'9". And 6-11 is the score where Team NV needs timeout. Chicago leads in the third and up 2-0. Could this be it? Will Chicago hoist the cup at home? Out of the timeout, Dave Hancock serving. 5-point Icemen lead. Las Vegas's offense has not looked so good the last couple points. Tight set there! What an absolute missile from Mark Olsen. Unbelievable. We've seen this from him before. He opens up that space by running along the net. Amazing set from Kawayakamoa to get up high enough, and that just did property damage. Olsen's going to be getting a bill in the mail after that one. That was crazy. Ball hit like 7 feet off the net. Ooh, that is in! Ace serve on Anastasiades right on the baseline. And 2 highlight reel plays in a row have completely changed the momentum. What a timeout from Coach Stefan Brule. NV still trails by 3, but just from those last 2 points, the feeling in the gym is that they have the control now all of a sudden. Really good pass by Hancock. Poindexter in the middle, somehow stabbed by Como, but Olsen couldn't fish it out of the bottom of the net. Man, Garrett Como is just a steel trap on defense. But Poindexter does get the kill there, and he'll go back to serve. Easy pass there from Denmark. Anastasiades out of the back row is blocked. 3-man block is there. I'm not sure if that caught a piece of the block or just the tape. Regardless, Icemen point, and there Kawayakamoa goes to the bick. Anastasiades out of position 6. That is not a fundamental part of the Team NV offense. They don't run that much. That tells me that Kawayakamoa is searching for answers right now. He does not know where to go with his offense to score points inside out. Gets a free one there on the service error. But when the ball's not passed quite well enough to set the middle, I'm fascinated to see where Kawayakamoa goes. This is a similar story to what Team NV did in the West Division Cup final against the SoCal Rising Tide. Late in that match, it seemed like there was trust lost in the wing attackers. That is such a good shot by Griffin Shields. So good, inside 2 blockers right on the sideline. (14-9) Icemen. Look looking to match their fellow founding 5 team, the SoCal Rising Tide, who won the West Division Cup in San Diego. This is the 5th weekend in a row of VLA volleyball. Started with the West Division Cup in San Diego. Here we are at the Central Cup in Chicago. And these matches have been ridiculous. That is going to be a tough rescue, but Richard somehow amazingly swipes that ball off the block and out of bounds. That is such a gifted play from number 7 in blue. And if I were Vegas, seeing that develop, I would have pulled my hands away. All you're going to do blocking against that is to get tooled. 15-10 Icemen, inching ever closer. Tight pass from Maxwell. That's not a great set to the outside. Transition chance. Shields, what a dig by Como. But Maxwell runs out of room by his sideline. Chicago getting it done in transition again. And the offense for Team NV to the wings is just not what we're used to seeing. Rotation 1 receive. Perfect pass. Denmark through the block, dug nicely by Thomas. Hancock is stuffed straight down. Tight play. All he could do was challenge the block, and Clark and Denmark certainly won that challenge. Vegas absolutely had to have that. They're back within 5. Now time for their most reliable all-around player, Caleb Denmark, to serve. What a pass by Merck. Hancock rolled. Maxwell is there. Wexter is blocked by Sawicki and covered. Maxwell ripped off the block of Thomas and out of bounds. That is good volleyball there from Team NV. Excellent off-blocker defense by Liam Maxwell to pick up that roll shot. And then he gets out and scores against the smaller blocker, Sunil Thomas. That's more like it for Vegas. They're back within 4. Hancock fights it off. He'll challenge the double block again. Deep, looking for fingertips, and didn't find the touch. So now the Icemen serve reception unit under a little bit of pressure, bleeding points away on this rotation. Hancock has made a couple errors. And Denmark, as long as he continues to serve the ball inbounds, is going to keep this pressure on. That's another good one. Shields ripped cross court out of the back row, missed out of bounds wide. Here is the run that Vegas has been desperately searching for, and a smart timeout by Tim Faulkner and the Chicago sideline. Chicago still leads by 2, but the momentum is shifting. This could be a tournament deciding point when we come back out of this timeout. Can the Icemen manufacture a side out and restore some confidence in their offense? Or will Caleb Denmark's run continue? Good pass by Hancock out of the timeout. Shields through the block and down. Right on cue. The Icemen manufacture a side out and perhaps restore some key confidence in that side out offense. 17-14, the set 3 score. Chicago leads 2-0. Win this set and the cup is theirs. Sawicki back to serve. That ball put away easily by Clark. Nice deep swing for the youngster out of UCSD. And now Clark, after that kill, will go to the bench, replaced by Schmitz, the backup setter, in a service substitute role. Not a good pass by Hancock off the hands. Shields is dug by Wexter. Wexter cross court, dug by Shields, somehow stabbed up by Schmitz. That was an amazing recovery. But now Chicago free ball. No lift called there. Free ball here for Vegas. A little disorganized all the way around, but Brandon Poindexter shuts down Olsen for the block. Yeah, Thomas took that free ball on the first touch, set it outside to Hancock to maybe take a swing on the second touch, but he was not ready to do so, which resulted in a pretty weird play. But Brandon Poindexter bails them out with the block in the middle, 18-15. What a serve from Sunil Thomas. I was literally just about to say, is it about time that Sunil Thomas has an impact from the service line? I didn't want to jinx him again, but sure enough, what a rip of an ace to extend the lead to 4. Como's tying his shoe, little game tempo manipulation there. Thomas, after the brief pause, will go back and try and do it again. That could be a tournament-defining ace there before. Oh, just barely fails to clear the tape. Vegas is off the hook. Now it's Wexter's turn. Oh, ace serve, Michael Wexter. Might have been going out of bounds, but tagged Hancock in the shoulder on its way. Big break point there for Vegas. They're within 2. If you think this set is over, you haven't been watching this weekend. Anything is possible. This Vegas team is so clutch. That's a great ball by Hancock. Speaking of being clutch, Como digs it again. And a net violation committed by Shields. Amazing defensive play by Como as usual. And it turns into an NV point for a 1-point deficit. Told you this wasn't over. Wexter again. Into the top tape. Again, I thought that one might clear the net as well. (20-18). Business time in set 3. Hancock float serve is handled. Wexter out of the back row. Not a great set. The adjustment is made by Richard, but he's blocked by Kawiakamoa one-on-one. Clutch block by number 8 in gray. That could be enormous. One-point game once again. Maxwell to serve, who's also played very consistently. That ball served out of bounds. Good leave by Hancock. And now Barajas once again will come in for Poindexter to serve and play defense. This has been a productive substitution for the Icemen. The previous 2 times they used it. Let's see if the same success will happen here. Sawicki to the front court. He's been the blocking menace in these late game situations. Oh, not a good connection there. Free ball for Chicago. Thomas, Shields, high off the hands. Wexter is there. Good dig by Thomas. But now a chance for Vegas. Denmark is blocked and covered. Kawiakamoa takes a swing and puts it right on the sideline. Been a little while since we've seen Joe K take a rip, and that was a good one. So Barajas will go back to the bench. 1-point Icemen lead. They still are in control as long as they side out efficiently. Step 1, pass this Mark Olsen serve. Hancock does. Shields recycles, might have been going out of bounds. He plays it anyway. Richard with a high ball. Is stuffed straight down. Oh my goodness, Kaliakamoa and Clark combining for the block. I couldn't really tell from my vantage point if that Shields play off his block touch, if that was going out of bounds or not. He chose to play it, which if you're in doubt, you definitely should play it. We may never know. We are tied at 21. Missed serve by Olsen short. But now the pressure is on Chicago because they're going to need a break point somewhere to get 2 points ahead. Break point meaning a point on your team's serve. Can Shields get one here? Oh, really close. Going down the line right in front of the NV bench. Missed out of bounds wide. Now Kaliakamoa's turn to break a tie. Pretty good pass by Richard. Richard, deep cross court. Como is there. Denmark for the lead. Down the line, deflected and out of bounds. Las Vegas takes the lead. Chicago's lead was as many as 5. Maybe, I don't think it got to 6, but definitely 5. Chicago controlled this third set. Not anymore. Overpass by Richard and tap to the floor, two-handed by Logan Clark. Set point Las Vegas. What a turnaround, similar to the comeback we saw Chicago make in the second. Team NV has done the same here in the third. They're gonna have set point at 24-22 after this Icemen timeout. Set point Las Vegas, 24-22. Joe Kaliakamoa with the honors. What a pass by Merck. Shields, deep cross court off of Kaliakamoa and out of play. That pass by Colin Merck was absolutely perfect. 10 out of 10. And now the pivotal point right here. Set point NV once again receiving Lewis Richards' serve in rotation 1 where they have struggled. Good pass by Maxwell. Clark in the middle. Pounded on the gap set off of Shields and out of play. And Team NV is on the board. This match is not over yet. 25-23, Vegas comes all the way back to steal set 3. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Rob St. Clair here in between sets 3 and 4. This is eerily similar to the semifinal that we broadcasted on VLA all day earlier when the Chicago Icemen went up 2-0 on the Milwaukee Dive. Let the third slip away late, got kind of pushed around in the fourth, and then the fifth was an all-time classic, which Chicago won 21-19. I'm not going to guarantee you this goes 5. I'm just saying that we've seen this thing before. This is a remarkable match that is so far from over. Vegas has been here before. They came back from down 2-0 last year in this very match to win the tournament. Chicago has let 2-0 leads slip away just earlier today. Anything is possible. Chicago needs if they find themselves with a 5-point lead again, set 4 somehow, they cannot let it slip away. And a huge credit to Vegas as well. Their offense was not operating well to the wings for a few strings of points there midway through the third set. They completely corrected that and clutched it out late. So, who can predict what's going to come next? Put your answers in the chat, actually. Hit up the YouTube live chat. Let me know who you're rooting for, where you're watching from, and what you think the final score is going to be. Like, what's the set score? Will it be Icemen 3-1, Icemen 3-2, or NV 3-2? We're about to find out. Set number 4 coming up. Set number 4 just about ready to go. No lineup changes for either team. Still Hancock and Richard at outside hitters for Chicago, and Richard on the far side will serve. Clark in the middle is slowed down nicely by Sawicki. Hancock, deep cross court, immediately terminates in transition and gives Chicago the lead. Perfect volleyball right there from the Icemen. I might like to see a little bit of middle attack come back into both of these teams' offenses. And right on cue. Kawayakamoa must be listening to me. Feeds that one to Logan Clark and puts it away, no problem. Beautiful pass by Merck. Sawicki in the middle. That ball is touched by the block, and Sunil Thomas takes a swing. That ball is definitely touched, and Logan Clark calming his team down immediately. Everybody on the NV side was freaking out about that no call on 4 contacts until Clark said, guys, I touched it, play to the whistle. He's absolutely right. Heck of a swing by Thomas. Not the only aggressive setter playing in this match. Sawicki back to serve. Tight pass and thrown to the floor by Hancock on the overpass. Very nice serving throughout this match and throughout this tournament from number 22 in blue, Scott Sawicki out of Lindenwood. Perfect hand pass by Como. That ball is still alive. Will be a Vegas free ball. Denmark somehow was right into the chest of Griffin Shields. Thought that might come up for a moment underneath the net, and Vegas takes the point. Much needed. Denmark after that kill goes back to the line. Good serve, even better pass by Hancock just to keep it alive. Free ball for Team NV. Kawayakamoa's back row, couldn't get up and attack that ball. Now basically a free ball here for Chicago. What a dig by Como. And Maxwell shoves it through the block and out of bounds. That is another world-class defensive play by number 21 in black. Man, I don't even know what to keep saying every time he digs a ball like that. That's just incredible. Tie game. Easier serve there for Maxwell. Merck is underneath it. Hancock through the hands of Como, this time off the block touch. And it falls for the Icemen point. Sunil Thomas ripped a clutch ace late in the third, although NV was able to make the comeback. That may have inspired some confidence from the line. Good one there, handled nicely by Maxwell, and another run to the middle as Clark puts it away. And I think I said this earlier, I can't remember which match earlier today, but when matches get longer, when players get tired, the last thing you want to do is exclusively rely on your wings more, make their workload bigger, make their job harder. You want to go back to the middle at exactly this point in the match. There it is to Poindexter, he's slowed down. Maxwell off the block and out of bounds, chiseling off Hancock's hands. And Las Vegas takes the lead, trapping Chicago in rotation 1 here. Smart shot there by Maxwell. Another good touch by Olsen, but not quite good enough. Kill for Brandon Poindexter through the block and down for the tie. Hancock back to serve, still playing outside of his normal position. A middle blocker lining up at outside. That is an amazing set from Kawiakamoa to get 2 hands on that. Man, I love watching this guy set the ball so much. Just does things that you can't teach. Pure instinct and talent. However, whatever it takes to get the ball in your hitter's window, that's what number 8 in gray does. Good pass by Merck. Oh, that slips right through Thomas's hands. No doubles in the VLA, and therefore Kawiakamoa and NV get a free ball out of it, which they terminate. Tough break there for Chicago. Slippery ball right through Sunil Thomas's hands. And again, we're not going to call that a double contact because obviously, as you saw, Chicago did not gain an advantage from that ball going through Thomas's hands. That ball served out of bounds by Wexter. If this match goes 5, anything is possible. And at that point, conditioning and just fuel, endurance becomes so much more of a factor. I think that the Icemen's best chance to win this tournament is to do it in this set right here. Thrown to the floor by Kawiakamoa again, the offensive setter. That one a more traditional setter dump with the left hand, very nicely disguised. Maxwell now. Pretty good pass. Sawicki thumped to the floor in the middle. Man, there are some players, especially middles, that when the ball comes off their hand, it just makes a different sound. And Sawicki is one of those guys. It just sounds different when he thumps a ball like that. Great set from Thomas as well. That serve from Shields, not particularly close. Olsen's turn, 2-point Las Vegas lead. Pretty good pass from Richard. Oh, wow, blasted down the line. Lewis Richard on the give and go. Playing with some really nice range right now, using so many shots. Hard, soft, line, angle, everywhere in between. Really nice, well-rounded outside hitter play. Goes back to serve here where he's been productive. Another setter dump by Kawiakamoa. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Icemen have not been able to slow that down the last couple attempts. Oh, what a pass by Hancock off the tape. Shields flying in out of the back row, buries it into the top of the net short. That was a great pass, a good looking set, and therefore a missed opportunity for Chicago to side out. Now the NV lead is 3. Kaliakamoa again. Perfect ball by Merck as usual. Hancock gets a pretty good deflection. Sawicki finds the floor on the second contact. Or the second attack attempt anyway. Nice high swing there by Hancock, high into the hands. The worst he was going to do in that case was get it covered nice and easily on his side, which Merck was able to do no problem. Here is Sawicki. This entire gym is trying to manipulate his serving with noise. That's how dangerous he's been. Great pass there by Como. Clark is blocked and covered. Wexter thumped on the left side, right on the baseline. Now with Kaliakamoa into the backcourt, this is the time he's got to trust his wings. We saw that trust kind of waver in the third set before Vegas was able to make that comeback. Here's Denmark. Perfect pass by Hancock again. And deep cross court, might have been going out of bounds, but touched by Denmark anyway. 2 brilliant contacts, the first and the third by Dave Hancock there. Thomas in a 2-point hole with his Chicago Icemen looking to win this tournament at home. Perfect pass by Como as usual, but the tip by Wexter. Ooh, little miscommunication on defense, still alive. Wexter somehow threw a seam in the block and down. I think Hancock reached a little too high and it went underneath him. It was a decent chance for the Icemen to pick up a point there in transition, but not quite. Now Jeff Schmitz once again, the 4th set in a row we've seen him off the bench. Service sub here for Logan Clark. Hancock adjusts. He was a little early to that ball, had to stop, jump again, and he missed it out of bounds. Not good offensive connection there. 14-10 Vegas leads. Nice high swing there by Shields on the left side. Utilizing the block in front of him, blasting it off the high hands. That is just what Chicago needed to get out of rotation 1, but now work to do on their serve. Do they have the energy to keep their level high enough to potentially win this 4th set? Good touch there by Poindexter against Olsen, but not quite good enough. Merck can't get underneath it. So sure enough, both setters, at least to some degree, going back to their middle attackers late in this match, which I like, because down the stretch you're going to need your wings. You might as well conserve them a little bit. What a serve by Wexter. And there is a middle attack again, covered well by Hancock off the block. Shields now. Como is there. What a chase down. Tipped by Maxwell, takes Thomas out of the play. Here's Shields again. Over the top this time, and Denmark diving, can't keep it alive. That was an inspired chase down by Como. But it wasn't quite enough. That's exactly what I mean. You're going to need your wings You're going to need Griffin Shields to take out some swings like that against 3 guys. And you need Brandon Poindexter to just serve this ball in the court and see what you can do to defend this NV rotation. Ooh, not a good hand pass by Denmark. Oh, somehow Maxwell is able to place that in the block and down on the Icemen's side. I thought for sure that a stuff block was coming. Maxwell gets away with it and goes back to serve. Beautiful pass by Hancock. Oh, that ball is out of bounds. Shields begging for the touch call, and I don't think he's gonna get it. I'm not sure by who. Maybe the off-blocker defender? Definitely wasn't the block. But as it stands, it's an unforced Chicago error and a 5-point Las Vegas lead. Could we be headed for 5 again? Oh, a big block. Kaliakamoa and Olsen shut down Richard. And I think this is long overdue, a Chicago Icemen timeout. 18-12, Las Vegas is pulling away in the 4th. Is history gonna repeat itself? Is Cristiano Murray's team gonna come back from down 2-0 again in this building? We have got a dogfight here, ladies and gentlemen. Team NV leads 18-12, looking to force a tiebreaker. Good pass. Oh, Shields, no doubt about that one. He needed that swing. Obviously, the Icemen needed that swing, but Griffin Shields needed that swing after he thought he was robbed by that last one before the timeout. So Shields now back to serve. And Chicago's going to need about 1 point per service rotation to make this comeback, I would say. There's one. Ace serve Griffin Shields right into the seam between Como and Denmark, and Como diving, couldn't keep it up. That is a special piece of serving at a key moment. It's a 4-point game. 4 is certainly better than 6 if you're a Chicago fan. Another good one. Tight pass by Como. Merck is underneath it. Shields tipped out of the back row. Too easy. Como all over that one. And the tip from Olsen in the middle is good enough to score. The last thing that you can do, and I know it was kind of out of necessity for Shields, the last thing you can do is tip at Garrett Como. You can't do it. Here's Anastasiades off the bench to serve for Olsen. 5-point Vegas lead, closing in on this 4th set. That ball not quite into the ceiling by Richard. Good dig by Wexter. Denmark in transition, blasted off the shoulder of Merck and out of bounds. That is maybe as hard as I've ever seen Caleb Denmark hit a ball. That was unloaded upon. Whoa. Yeah, boom is right. Whoever just said that on the NV bench. Anastasiades again. The lead is back to 6. We might be, I think we might have to call it, ladies and gentlemen. I think we might be going 5. Nice diving pass by Hancock, right on Thomas's head, and Shields off the block and out of bounds. That is such a good pass by Hancock. And normally a rather stoic player, Hancock gets up and screams at his team to come on, give him something more. This is not over. Again, I still think that the Icemen's best chance to win this tournament is here in this fourth set, even given the score. Clark in the middle, missed out of bounds. No touch by Sawicki and just long. So that will help the Icemen cause. Good serving by Richard. Repeat to Clark, who off speed, not great connection, is swatted back by Sawicki and no coverage is there. It's a 3-point game. Okay, Team NV made a similar comeback from down about 5 in the third set. This is later and larger. This comeback from Chicago is possible. Very tight set. Oh, but a block by Logan Clark. What a clutch reach. Amazing that he recovered in time to get his hands back over the net. Incredible play by Clark on what probably should have been an Icemen point. That is a massive 2-point swing. 4-point game, 21-17. Good pass. Deep cross court by Hancock. I thought that might have caught the baseline, but called out of bounds, no touch. And with that unforced error, Chicago's comeback chances are looking slimmer and slimmer. Good pass there. Blocked against Shields. Denmark flexes the shoulders along with Clark when they land. It's 23-17. Griffin Shields is rejected. Logan Clark is having himself a pretty nice match right now. It is a 6-point NV lead. They are 2 points away. It looks like this title match is going 5. Of course it is. Easy serve. Hancock blasted off the block and out of bounds. Releasing just a little bit of his remaining energy. And he needed that kill. Needed to see a point on the board in his favor. Basically the last chance here in this set for the Icemen rests on the right shoulder of number 22. And he gets an ace serve, a lucky one. But an ace serve nonetheless. Over the tape and down for Scott Sawicki, yet another ace. They don't ask how, they ask how many. 23-19. Better pass there by Como off the tape. Wexter tipped and swatted back by Thomas. Not today, says number 5 in blue. Wow. And if I'm not mistaken, both Thomas and Wexter played for Ultimate Volleyball Club in the south suburbs of Chicago. Not sure if it was the exact same year, but I do think there is some familiarity there. That is a very interesting play. Another break point on the service, Scott Sawicki. Wow, really good serving to keep that in play. Light up Denmark. Good dig by Shields. Hancock against 2 blockers. Off the hands and out of bounds again. Sure enough, I said that the Icemen's comeback chances relied on Sawicki serving, and here he is going on a run. Timeout Las Vegas. Even if Chicago doesn't make this comeback in the fourth, they still will feel a lot better themselves going into the fifth with the way that they've played lately. The momentum is on the side of the Chicago Icemen right now, but the scoreboard is not. pivotal point right here. Can Scott Sawicki keep this service run alive out of this timeout? Yes, he can. That ball is not quite into the ceiling. So close. Wexter slowed down. Pretty good chance for Shields. Deep cross court and right on the baseline. What a perfect shot. Great defense by Dave Hancock in position 4, the off blocker spot. Scott Sawicki's run continues. It's 22-23. Chicago trailed by 6. This can't be possible, can it? And not a good toss there from Sawicki. That serve never had a chance, but now Chicago, speaking of chances, they do have a chance. They need one side out and one break point for overtime, but set point Las Vegas. They want to get it done right here. Caleb Denmark serving. Pretty good ball by Richard. Hancock, deep cross court again. Tournament defining point coming up. The server will be Sunil Thomas. 23 serving 24. Set point Las Vegas. A side out to force a 5th. Perfect pass. Not a great set. Swing for the tie. Hancock, dug by Maxwell. Good block by Poindexter, but covered again. Clark is blocked. Wexter for the set. Through the hands of Poindexter and down. Oh my goodness, Dave Hancock had a pretty legitimate swing for the tie. Team Envy slowed him down and terminated. It is 25-23. It is 2-2. This tournament is going the distance because of course it is. How could it not? Coin toss to decide who will serve and pick side as we enter the best 2 words in all of volleyball, set 5. This one with some hardware on the line. A quick sprint to 15 points will decide the Central Division Cup champion. Well, ladies and gentlemen, We wouldn't have had it any other way. A 16-hour day of volleyball yesterday, a 10-hour day of volleyball today. This is match number 43 of the Central Division Cup. And 20 teams showed up in this gym, and one set to 15 points will decide who takes the cup. The Chicago Icemen serving on the far side of your screen. Lewis Richard to get the tiebreaker underway. First to 15 takes the trophy, and Vegas is on the board first. Really good set from Kawayakamoa to generate the one-on-one, and Caleb Denmark makes no mistake about it. Chicago has been here before. They led 2-0 in the semifinal, let it slip away, won a crazy one in overtime in the 5th. And good block touch there by Clark to contain Sawicki. Bump set to Denmark, but he followed through and touched the net. Went down hard. Is Denmark gonna be okay? He is getting up, but that right ankle does not look particularly good. Denmark is being helped to the bench. Denmark made his way as quick as he could to the bench. His foot is elevated, and James Anastasiades is in for Denmark. As Chicago does take that previous point. That silenced this crowd. Let's see if Sawicki can get them back off their feet. Anastasiades receives. Good dig there by Richard. Hancock deep cross court. Maxwell is there. Anastasiades is dug. Shields out of the back row. That ball is not coming back. Touched by Kawayakamoa. Como had a chance, couldn't bring it back, and the Icemen take the lead. Scott Sawicki has done such a wonderful job from the service line. Not just the aces either, it's the pressure. If I had a stat sheet in front of me, I would look at the number of service attempts. The number of serving attempts tells you that your team is scoring points on your serve. You're getting more chances to serve. Perfect pass. And that ball is hit out of bounds by Anastasiades. And this rotation one dynamic without Caleb Denmark has totally changed. Anastasiades on the right, Wexter on the left, and a good server, Sawicki, at the line. If you're Chicago, you need to milk this rotation in these matchups for everything they're worth. 3-1. Another good one. Overpassed. Poindexter! Scott Sawicki does it again. 4 serving 1. Got to use your matchups in volleyball. That is what the game is all about. Chicago's got a good one. Can they add to this lead? The run is over, but Sawicki's damage was certainly done. A brilliant job by the big middle blocker from the service line. Chicago has a 2-point cushion now, and now new outside hitter. We've seen him briefly throughout the match, but now a full-time starting role with Denmark working on his ankle on the bench. James Anastasiades back to serve. That is into the ceiling off of Richard, and an ace for James. James's brother Alex, the backup opposite. Got 2 Anastasiades brothers on this NV side. Clutch serve coming off the bench for your injured teammate, immediately produce an ace. It should be 3-4. 3-4 is the correct score. That's incorrect here in the house, but correct on your broadcast. Pretty good pass by Merck. Shields, that ball is down. Really nice deep swing. 5 serving 3 for Sunil Thomas. Is this Thomas's moment? I like the attempt, cut that serve short. That was never making it over the net, and Envy is within 1. One-handed set from Thomas to Hancock off the Hancock pass, and he puts it away through the Envy block and down. Dave Hancock is giving everything he has out of position, out of his comfort zone, anything he can do to help this Icemen team win this set right here. Olsen on the back one, a little bit underset ball, but Olsen deals with it anyway. Puts it down through Poindexter. Here is Wexter, trailing by 1. Easy serve. Shields high, good touch, good dig. Olsen in transition off the tape and out of bounds. The Icemen dodge a bullet. That was a very good defensive play on the Vegas side. But another slightly underset ball from Kaliakamoa to Olsen, and he couldn't find the court. 7-5, Barajas in off the bench to serve for Poindexter. First team to reach 8 will trigger the side change. Very interesting run there. Barajas makes the play. Hancock takes a swing, gets the ball back for Chicago. Thomas, Sawicki, that ball is up. Unbelievable dig by Como off his foot, but by the NV bench, it can't be retrieved. What a play by Enrique Barajas. Awesome. Keeping that off speed for Mark Olsen off the floor. Scott Sawicki bombs away to get to 8 points. Side change here in the 5th. What a match. What a match. Caleb Denmark is still on the original bench on the near side of your screen, getting ice. I think it's safe to say that his match is over. And putting ice on that ankle. Play will continue. Barajas with a 3-point lead. There's the back one again, and that ball is touched by the block on its way out of bounds. So Barajas goes to the bench, but a job very well done for number 1 in blue. 2-point Icemen lead. Next task is side out the serve of Liam Maxwell. Perfect pass by Merck. Tight set! And absolutely destroyed by Shields, but that is called out of bounds. That left a crater in this court. But no argument from anybody that that ball missed the sideline. That would have been an all-time swing. And I think I just saw a replay of it. I do think that that was out of bounds. That would have been crazy. Go back to him. No, Richard hangs, is dug by Wexter. Kaliakamoa keeps it alive. A hittable ball, but missed out of bounds. This is remarkable. Just everything you could ask for in a volleyball match. Great defense. Wexter with a very tough swing, couldn't find the court. 2-point Icemen lead once again. Shields back to serve. Missed out of bounds long. 1-point game. Jeff Schmitz in off the bench to serve for Mark Olsen. Jeff Schmitz serving for the tie. Shields blasted out of the back row. No doubt about if that one was in. 10 serving 8. Lewis Richard. Rotation 6 receive for Team NV. Clark and Anastasiades in the front court. So is the aggressive setter Kaliakamoa. Richard, a conservative server. Ooh, not a good pass by Como. Tipped, Thomas is there. Hancock with a swing for a 3-point lead, dug by Como again. There's the setter dump, nice reaction by Sawicki. Good shot by Hancock even to keep the play alive. Now Anastasiades off the block and a net touch by Sawicki. Wow. Fist clenching play there from both teams. Right on cue, good defense by the Icemen against Kaliakamoa, but NV does take the point. 9 serving 10. Joe K back to serve. Good pass. Sawicki in the middle is dug by Maxwell off the touch. Swing for the tie for Wexter, blocked and covered. Wexter wrist away. What a shoulder swing. We are tied. That was a really good block touch by Logan Clark against Scott Sawicki. We are tied at 10 in this 5th set to 15 to decide the tournament. Kaliakamoa misses it short. Icemen regain the lead, and look who is going back to serve. Scott Sawicki again. He built this Icemen lead in his run earlier. Can he do it again right here with the tournament on the line? Good serve, perfect pass. And that is a double contact. But doesn't matter because Poindexter in the middle pounds it to the floor. I thought that touched Clark twice, 2 distinct times. Didn't matter. Poindexter was ready. That is a break point. What a crucial time for a missed connection. Kaliakamoa to Clark. That is not a missed connection that you often see from anybody at this high of a level. Time out Las Vegas. A smart call. 12-10 Chicago. They re-establish control. Regardless of the outcome of this next serve, Chicago can side out and win this tournament. Scott Sawicki with a 12-10 lead, serving out of the timeout. Potentially tournament-altering point once again. Really good serve. Nice recycle. Diggable ball. Great chance in transition. Shields through the block and down. Chicago is 2 points away. Clutch defense. Griffin Shields with the crucial kill. Scott Sawicki has done it again, and he gets another chance. Not a good pass by Anastasiades. Good block touch by Poindexter, covered. Clark in the middle, good touch there by Thomas. Oh, right back to the middle, and Clark finds the floor. That is good scrambling defense and blocking from Chicago, but it's not good enough for the points. However, 2 side outs and the tournament is theirs. Anastasiades down by 2, 11-13. Good pass. Shields out of the back row, dug by Kawiakamoa. Wexter, nice stab by Thomas. Poindexter with the block, but he touches the net while he turns to try and shut down Maxwell. The Icemen lead is 1, but Chicago is still in control if they can get 2 side outs. Anastasiades got to serve this ball in. What a pass by Hancock. Inside the block and down. That is on NV's side. Chicago has championship points. What a pass and what a swing by Dave Hancock. Sunil Thomas to serve for the tournament. Championship point. Cut short serve. Como is there. Wexter. Out of bounds! No touch off the block. The Chicago Icemen have won! The Icemen win their first VLA Cup Series tournament 15-12 in the 5th set of the final. Oh my goodness. What a tournament. Congratulations to Chicago. Manager Tim Faulkner, who has put in countless hours of work to host this event. And his team has delivered a franchise-altering tournament win. I'm going to address the crowd and present the Central Division Cup trophy to the home team. And then I will hear from the MVP. 3 guesses who it is. We'll have an interview coming up for you in just a moment. Don't go anywhere.
That's what I heard. I'll come back, we'll talk. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys, get over here. Over here. Every one of you guys, get over here. It is my absolute pleasure for the first time in the history of the VLA Cup Series and tournaments to present the Central Division Cup trophy to Tim Faulkner and Chicago Icemen. And a well-deserved MVP award to a man who needs to go join me for an interview right this second, Mr. Scott Swicky.
That was outrageous. Check, check. Mic check. Ladies and gentlemen, the MVP of the 2023 Central Division Cup. Scott Sawicki, dude. Wow.
I mean, luckily I had so many good teammates picking me up out there. Sunil set me great all day. Our serve receive was locked in all day. Merck was getting any and everything. I'm just happy to be a part of the team of such a great guys.
That match was ridiculous. Did you guys at any point draw any similarities to the dive match in the semifinal? The set scores, the situations were pretty darn similar. You came out on top in the fifth.
Absolutely. Beat a really good dive team earlier. They gave us all we could handle, credit to them. But we showed over and over this whole weekend that even though we got down, we stayed keeping composure, and we brought our A game, and luckily we got it done.
Come a little, get to the center of the camera over here. Oh yeah. That final was ridiculous. It was completely ridiculous. That is a team that you just beat that has so much experience in tournaments like this. What was the difference in the final?
Well, we had a little chip on our shoulder. If you remember last year, we didn't play so well in this, and I believe it was you and our boy Vinny said we have a little trouble closing out cups and playing Tier 2 teams. So you know what? We took that as a little personal, and we came out here and showed out. So trying to prove everybody wrong.
I was just about to ask about that. Is there any bulletin board material or around the conversation about you guys and your history in tournaments like this, if that was a motivating factor, and it sounds like it was?
Absolutely. I mean, we always want to go out and give our best here, play hard, but, you know, if we're looking for any scraps of motivation we can get, so I appreciate you guys for giving us one.
Absolutely. My pleasure. And, boy, we're going to have some nice things to say about you guys in the next podcast. You're serving. Talk to me about your serving in this final, because it was kind of cool. The gym was going silent, and we were hearing all sorts of dumb things chirped at you to try and disrupt your rhythm. Nobody could do it. Not only just the aces, but continuing runs on your serve after timeouts. How do you do that?
It's just a lot of preparation, a lot of practice. We're in here putting in work every week, and I mean, some of the stuff we say to each other in practice is probably funnier than what we hear out here. So shout out to the boys for giving me some good chirps in practice too, and luckily just go back, trust my routine, trust my thought process, and away we go.
What does this tournament win do for the rest of the Icemen season? You've got maybe a month more regular season play in Louisville, and then you've got a certain pretty big tournament coming back to your home city in May. What do you guys think about the rest of the season now you've got this cup under your belt?
You know, it feels really good, but you know what? We're going to take a little time off to recover, and we're going to get back to work. You know what? We got a lot of other good teams coming for us now, and we got a bullseye back on our back. So that means we're going to get everybody's A game, and we got to bring ours too.
A familiar feeling for the Icemen, having so much success in Tier 1 championships in the past. And now you've got plenty to defend in the next VLA Cup Series tournament. Scotty, congratulations to you guys. Well-deserved. Awesome volleyball.
Thanks, Robbie. Appreciate it. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. Good to hopefully did some proud here. And other than that, go Icemen.
Go Icemen. Thanks, buddy.
Well Appreciate it, brother.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that will do it for the Central Division Cup. What a ridiculous tournament. Unbelievable final. Congratulations to Scott Sawicki, the MVP, and the entire Chicago Icemen team. An instant classic match and an instant classic tournament. It's been my pleasure to bring this all to you. Rob St. Clair signing off from Chicago. The VLA will be off for about a month. Coming up next, the East Division Cup in Albany, New York, April 1st and 2nd. If you like VLA Cup style tournaments, that'll be a good one as well. We'll see you in New York in a month. Thanks very much for watching.